Hey folks, welcome to this look at Sidequest decks after the total party kill. This is one of many different Sidequest decks that we've done for different genres and settings. This one has a little bit of a different shtick than the others, but I'll get to that in a moment. So here, on one side of each card, just like all of our other Sidequest decks, one side is the main map area, if you will. And then you can pull other cards for other maps as you might need them. But that's what they look like on the front. On the back, we start out with a little bit of some tags, a title and some tags to help you decide which one might be a good fit for the particular campaign that you're doing and the situation. And so that's another way to pick the pick in addition to looking at the maps themselves. And then you've got a little bit of background info for the GM. So it's also, as you're narrowing things down, you might want to read a little bit of that too. And then, unlike the other decks, these other Sidequest decks all have a couple of story hooks, ways to get the party involved. In this case, well, the party's all dead, and that's the story hook. So we kind of skip that, and that allows us to put a little bit more info in the other sections. So then we've got kind of the backbone of the mini adventure, some encounters that would happen along the way, and then some follow-up ideas. So these were a lot of fun to write, so let's look at what a few of the concepts are. In this case, the PCs have been raised as undead by a necromancer, and their psyche is still intact, but the necromancer used powerful ancient cartouche that will allow them to become normal human again. So you've got something like that. Another one, this also plays with the undead concepts. So here you've got, after the party's defeat, a necromancer miscasts animate dead, and they're given a bit of limited free will, as well as probably it's a little bit overpowered, considering what animate dead would normally do. So that's another concept, and then you can go into the encounters from there. And then you've got some follow-up ideas, like in this case, the necromancer might vow for revenge, or in this case, the PCs might feel responsible because in these encounters, they have to serve the necromancer, and they feel responsible for what they were forced to do during their undeath. So they need to put things right. So that's another one. This one is one of my favorites, actually, so I pulled this one on purpose. This is an homage to the D&D cartoon. And so the characters are back in the real world as themselves, if you will. And they've got to go back because the world's changed. It's gotten darker. And so they have to find their way back into the magical realm. And the ride that they were already on, the roller coaster, is not working, or it's too popular, so they can't go back on that ride today. So then they've got to find one of the other ways to get back into the fantasy world. Another one that kind of goes to other genres is this is a Beam Me Up. So we've got a Star Trek-y thing where the PCs die. When no one's looking, they disappear because they're beamed up and they're revived on this starship and possibly returned. And, there's some complications to that. Here's another one. This is something a little bit different with dying. In this case, you've got they're waking up in heaven, and the PCs find it under assault by hellish forces, and they need to help defend heaven. And maybe as a reward, they're able to go back to the real world and continue their quest. Some of them draw on different mythologies. So this draws on Greek mythology, where we're talking about the river Styx and so forth. And here, this one here, we have a trial. So the god of one of the PCs is looking for a new group of champions. He puts his recently deceased followers through a series of tests, and in case if any PCs don't follow the same religion as maybe your cleric or paladin do, they can pick some assistance. So that's how you can kind of bring them all back together. Then we've got something about researching. They've been infected. They were previously infected with something that returns them to life at dawn the next day. So we got to figure out what's going on with that. So again, you've got a lot of different concepts. You've got 50 different ideas on how to bring back the party, and you've got little mini adventure outlines that help you do that with this deck. As I said, they were a lot of fun to write, and we hope that you have a lot of fun using them for your adventures. Thanks.